Hello everyone. Today I'll be diving into the topic of turbulence. We'll explore what turbulence is, its effects on aircraft, the types of turbulence planes encounter, and finally, what planes, pilots, and passengers can do when they experience it. So, let's get started. First off, what is turbulence? Simply put, it's the irregular movement of air caused by obstructions to airflow or vertical air currents. This leads to an aircraft moving unpredictably up and down as it encounters varying winds. Pilots categorize turbulence as light, moderate, or extreme, with the severity being defined by its impact on the aircraft. It's important to note that turbulence doesn't affect all aircraft in the same way. Smaller planes, like a Cessna 172, are more impacted by turbulence than larger planes like a Boeing 777. This difference is mainly due to weight. Smaller aircraft require less force to be moved by strong winds, while larger planes need significantly more energy to be displaced. That covers what turbulence is and its impact on aircraft. Now, let's discuss the types. Turbulence can be grouped into three main categories: convective, wind shear, and mechanical turbulence. Wind shear is a sudden change in wind speed and direction over a short distance, which can quickly affect an aircraft's performance, especially its lift. This type of turbulence is particularly dangerous during landing. Here's an example of an Airbus A320 encountering wind shear just before touchdown, causing it to sink rapidly before it executes a go-around. Pilots train extensively to recognize and respond to conditions that might lead to wind shear. From experience, wind shear feels sudden and unexpected, like a quick drop or sinking sensation. Moving on to the specific types of turbulence, there are 6 that can affect an aircraft: convective thermal, frontal, thunderstorm, mechanical, mountain wave, wake, and clear air turbulence. The first type, convective thermal turbulence, is common when flying and occurs when the sun heats the Earth's surface unevenly, creating vertical air currents. Smaller planes often avoid flying on warmer, sunny days due to this type of turbulence, which larger planes tend not to encounter at higher altitudes where the effect has dissipated. Frontal turbulence, the second type, is caused when warm and cold air masses collide, with the cold air forcing the warm air upward. This turbulent air is usually found along cold fronts, but can also occur along warm fronts. Thunderstorm turbulence, the third type, is caused by convective activity within thunderstorms, leading to intense updrafts and downdrafts. Pilots always avoid thunderstorms due to the severe turbulence they create. The fourth type, mechanical turbulence, occurs only close to the ground, where structures like mountains, buildings, and trees disrupt smooth airflow. It's particularly hazardous during takeoff and landing. Mountain wave turbulence is another form of mechanical turbulence, occurring when airflow is obstructed by mountains. The resulting turbulent air can extend for hundreds of miles downwind. The fifth type, wake turbulence, is created by the aircraft itself. High-pressure air from below the wing meets low-pressure air above it, creating wingtip vortices. These vortices don't affect the aircraft creating them, but can disturb planes nearby, especially smaller ones. In this example, you can see vortices trailing off an aircraft's wingtips as it flies through a thin cloud layer. The sixth and most severe type, clear air turbulence, happens suddenly and is currently undetectable in real time. Weather forecasts and pilot reports are the primary ways to anticipate it. Occurring above 15,000 feet in clear skies, it's particularly dangerous for passenger planes at cruising altitudes. Clear air turbulence forms when the jet stream meets calmer air, creating rapid air mixing. Now, let's discuss how turbulence is managed. Commercial planes are built to withstand much more turbulence than passengers usually experience. For instance, the wings of a Boeing 787 can flex up to 26 feet without braking. Aircraft undergo rigorous tests, enduring forces far greater than those encountered in typical flights. As shown in this video, the wing of a Boeing 787-800 flexes to adapt to turbulent air. Flexible parts like wingtips help distribute the stress across the structure rather than focusing it on a single point. Modern radar systems like the Honeywell IntuView, our 3D weather radar, give pilots a 3D atmospheric view up to 320 nautical miles ahead, enabling them to spot turbulent zones, thunderstorms, and wind shear. If detected, pilots can adjust the plane's route to avoid these areas. Air traffic controllers assist in busy airspace by helping planes navigate around turbulence zones safely. Pilot training and experience play a crucial role in handling turbulence. Pilots spend extensive time in simulators practicing their responses to different turbulence levels, from mild to severe. Simulators can even replicate clear air turbulence, enabling pilots to train for situations that radar cannot detect. They practice making adjustments to speed, altitude, and heading, so they're well prepared for unexpected turbulence. Pilots also communicate with passengers to prepare them. For example, before descent, a pilot might announce, "Ladies and gentlemen, we may experience some bumps as we approach our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened." Such announcements help reassure passengers, showing that the turbulence is anticipated and under control. For passengers, the best response to turbulence is to keep their seatbelts fastened, as injuries from turbulence typically happen when passengers are unbuckled. In 2017, a flight to Bangkok encountered severe, unexpected turbulence, causing injuries to some unbelted passengers. Thankfully, most injuries could have been prevented by seatbelt use. Fastening your seatbelt is a simple, effective safety measure. This concludes episode 2. Thanks for watching.